All right, here we are with Across the Obelisk for our first game in our Rogue Once series. In this series, I'll be playing roguelite, roguelike games, any game where you essentially go through a series of challenges, die, get some points, spend those points, and then go through those same challenges again, a little bit stronger than last time. So with that being said, let's get started with Across the Obelisk Rogue Once. As I said, I played this before, but I'll be starting new. Oh wow, I wonder if my saves are gone. Oh no, all my saves are gone. That's fine though. I don't need anything.
It all started on the princess's 16th birthday. Of energy erupted from the princess's chamber and swept through the kingdom of Senenthia. The royal guards explored every corner of the castle, but found no sign of her or Lord Hanshek, the court magician. The king sent soldiers all over the kingdom, but none of them returned. The trail of the princess was lost deep in the old forest, near the ancient obelisk that had been dormant for centuries. Desperate, the king proclaimed a royal decree, announcing a reward for whoever brought the princess home safely. The news spread quickly throughout the kingdom. Many groups of adventurers prepared to investigate the obelisk. This is the story of one of those groups.
All right. So as I said, I have played this before. So I kind of know what I'm doing. I wanted to start with a game I had some experience with. Over time, you know, I'll try new ones. And so depending on the type of game, if I've seen it or not, I may be reading a lot more of the instructions. But for now, let's just get into this. So I believe this is the tutorial. Energy management cards. You can cast cards until you run out of energy. I'm gonna skip through some of this. You can it shows you who it targets, the type of damage. Right now I'm playing as Magnus and Reginald, and it's Magnus's turn. So the enemies are on the right, I'm on the left. Let's go. The amount of energy I have is here, so there's 4 energy, and I'm getting 3 energy next round. Your round count is here. Turn order up here. Easy peasy. So let's just get into this. I played through a lot of this game. Yes. So you can't see what the enemies are going to cast unless you use a specific spell that gives you that power. Speed and character order. Yep, that's fine. So Reginald is like a healer. We're gonna kill this guy here. Let's heal. See what this guy's going to do. So this skull means that he's going to die at the end of his turn, or at the beginning of his turn he will die if the skull is red. There's another one where he'll die if it's a different color, and that's because I think poison and bleed apply differently. But that's fine. He's gonna shoot for 16. That's quite a bit, actually. The thing I like about this game is they allow you to have ridiculous combos, which is fun. Event rolls. Some options will force you into an encounter. Each character will use cards from their own deck. Senethia's Tavern. You arrive at a nearby tavern, and there you meet Andrin, Reginald's brother. After talking to him for a while, he decides to join your party. In a corner of the tavern, you see a woman who seems to be a mage. It would be nice to have someone like her in the party. Do you try to recruit her? And then, you know, depending on the type of characters you have, you can roll. And so you want to roll a 3 or lower here, and then it uses the cards in your deck to make this roll. So here, I need a cost of 3 or less. and it's a success. So after speaking with her, she introduces herself as Evelyn and tells you that she's also looking for the Princess of Sinenthia. So she decides to join you. Nice. And I guess we got Andrin as well, which was, what, Reginald's brother, right? And then we go to town. Every roguelite obviously has a town. Here we can make cards. So crafting cards, craft the fireball spell with Evelyn. Let's do that. Alright, alter. Paying an amount of shards, you will be able to upgrade your cards. Upgrade the fast strike card from Magnus. So let's upgrade one of these guys. We can either upgrade it to do 11 damage instead of 9, or we can upgrade it to do 6 damage instead of 9, but it's free. I'm going to do the extra damage. Go inside the armory. Here you can buy items. So let's do the spyglass for Andrin. The spyglass here is apply 2 of the sight to all monsters at the start of combat. This will let me see what cards they're going to play for 2 turns. That's pretty good. All right. So now we're off to the races. On the top we have gold and shards, supplies, and then inventory. These are like relics or artifacts that give you boons. So we can't get any upgrades. We can't do anything essentially. So I think we're just going to go. I'm not too worried about my first run. My first run I think is going to be about gathering some resources to make my next run better. So let's go. In this game you choose different paths. You can see all the paths up front, and where, you know, these exclamation points here are new characters that you can unlock, but they're essentially quests, so it's not as easy as just getting to those points and then you unlock them. You go there and then you go to another area and you just continue that way until you unlock them or don't. They're pretty challenging actually. I think I only unlocked like 2 new characters. So let's just go. What I want to do is I want to hit let's hit this green thing up here. It's an uncommon event. And we'll hit up this watermill to see this character as well. I recall him being pretty good. So let's go north. So here, because I have that item for Reginald, no, for Andrin, I think, right? I have the equipment. I have the spyglass, so I can see what everyone's going to do. Yeah. So these 2 are focusing on the front hero, who is a tank, so that's fine. I kind of want to focus this front guy down because he does 6 damage repeated twice to random heroes, and protecting your backline is critical in this one. So let's try and do our best to just get rid of this guy. This game's pretty cool. I enjoyed a lot of what I played of it. And it's been probably about a year or more since I played it. So I'm going to be a little rusty. But the builds you can do are very fun. They do a decent job of preventing you from just like stockpiling one thing, like a bleed on all characters, because there are some enemies that are, you know, not affected by that. So you know, it's good balance, but it does allow you to have some like fun wombo combos. The beginning is pretty straightforward in almost every run. There's not too much going on, and until you unlock more resources and cards and stuff, then it kind of is simple at first. And I'm not worrying too much about the order I'm doing things right now, just because it is so simple. Lock cards. During your adventures, you will discover new cards after each combat. All cards shown will be unlocked. Remember, you will only be able to craft unlocked cards. So this is another cool thing. Like, you're going to find new cards, and some of them are going to be really cool. And then once they're unlocked, you can essentially craft them. And so next run, you can make your build even stronger by focusing more on a certain thing and that maybe you didn't have access to previously. Like this is bludgeoning damage versus like piercing damage. And so if you want to do a bludgeoning build, you will have to unlock a few more bludgeoning cards because you don't get that many up front. But yeah, so just to start, I'm going to go with some of these. Rupture's good. Ice Lance. So also, you see how the name for this card is purple. That means this is an already upgraded version. So this is a pretty good one to get. And here again, blue and gold are upgraded in different ways as well. So those are good to get as well. So we'll just keep going here. And you can also choose not to select one of those cards and just get shards instead, which you can use to upgrade or build cards. Crops on fire. Near the farm, you come across a burned field and a burning house. In front of the house, there is a fire imp causing fires next to some burning cornies. Even half burned, the house may contain something valuable, but you'll have to deal with the fire imp cornies first. You can deal with the imp and investigate the house or ignore him. So we can just attack the imp head on. We can do stealth, hide in the cornfields, and attack him by surprise. She can cast a cold spell to scare the imp, which is scary because she needs to have a cold spell card. And sneak away, we can just continue without doing anything. Let's hide in the cornfields and do a surprise attack. So we need to roll less than or equal to a 5 as a group. So here we rolled a 2, 0, 2, 1. That adds up to 5. That's good. So we got it. Now we're going to do a surprise attack on him. Surprise attack, I think, means we all go first? No, maybe not. Maybe it just means... I forgot what that means. But it's fine. These guys are easy peasy. I don't like this fat guy, though, so I do want to attack him if I can. And the guy in front is going to go second, so I kind of want to do as much damage to him as possible. And we got him. And now let's intercept, armor our backline. Good, some of our armor actually protected her. Here we'll also... A lot of these cards have effects. So that Frostbolt actually applied to chill, which reduces cold resistance by 1% per stack. And also, I think every like 5 stacks or 10 stacks, it reduces their speed, which affects their order in the turn order. So a lot of these benefit from just having, you know, specializations. Like you want to... Oh, that's another thing. That firebolt said 3 damage, but it only did 1 to him because on the top left there you can see he has a 66% resistance to fire. So you really want to focus on doing like ice damage to him or electrical damage and avoid the fire one. I don't want to explain everything up front just because there's a lot going on. But as things come up, we will see them and address them, and as they become more important too. Instead, so this guy is going to attack the front hero, so we're just going to do as much damage as possible. This is free, might as well, and attack, barricade all heroes. And then Fireball is always good. Ice Lance is that one we just got. Boom, done. The other thing is there was a timer up there. Like round 1 was like super green, and then round 2 was light green, and then it goes on. The quicker you end it, the better your reward is here. So you get more money, more prestige or whatever this is, and then +1 card tier, meaning like this gold and blue are a result of, you know, they're a higher tier instead of all these like white cards. So guard is pretty good. That's a lot of armor. And then that reinforce actually provides resistance, and resistance is actually pretty important as you move forward. This is a song spell. These actually are difficult to make work. You need to have a lot of song skills. So I usually avoid them unless I'm specifically like building that. Scroll of Speed is usually very good. A lot of this game is getting your people moving in front of other people. We'll go with that. And then my healer, we'll do this. Nice. So now that we've killed the imp, you're at the entrance of the burning house. Clearly this was a poor man's house, and you can see that the contents inside are already destroyed or burned. Before you leave, a chest catches your eye, although the chest is still on fire. The fire is spreading rapidly, and there will be nothing left in a few moments. Will you venture into the flames for a poor man's chest? Yeah, let's risk it for the biscuit, right? I mean, this is the first run. We know we're not going to make it. So let's rush into the house and try to get out. It's a 4 or higher. We did just roll a 5. So let's see. Ah, of course. So we fail. The heat becomes unbearable, and you have to leave the chest behind before the house collapses. Fortunately, you made this decision quickly, and no one was hurt. Okay, low risk there. So we can go down here and see this suspicious hatch. It's a map transition, which might bring us to a different location, or we can go north and maybe get this new character. Either way, we want to end up here. I'm not too worried about getting the new character just yet. I kind of want to see what the suspicious hatch is because I forgot. So let's do some combat with this farmer and 2 cornies. So the rogue is really good because he's very fast, and then he has a lot of cheap moves, and then also he has adrenaline. This like orange circle is energy, so he has 4 energy. You cast this for 0 and gain 2, so he'll have 6. And then he suffers 1 fatigue, which means he gains 1 less energy at the start of next turn. So really you're paying 0 to get 1, ultimately. And then this little symbol is a little 2 cards with a fire. That means that when I use this for this encounter, that card won't be pulled again. Whereas all these other cards, if I use it, it'll just be shuffled back into the deck for the rest of the round. So let's just use it now. And let's just do as much damage as we can. Let's draw a card for free. Rage, gain 2, Blade Storm. This is overkill. So 7 repeat 2 means that this will do 21 damage. It's going to do 7 damage and then repeat 1, so another 7, and then repeat 2 for another 7. So that's 21 total damage. It doesn't make sense to use that on 9 health. And since it's a front monster only, we don't want to use this yet. But he's got 9 health. We've got 5 mana. We can do this. Oh, he's got slashing resistance 10%, see? So I thought that was going to kill him, but I didn't pay enough attention. The other thing too is, like, if I hover over Blade Storm, above Corny right here, it will show out how much damage it actually will do, so 6. So I don't have to actually hover over Corny and see that his resistance is 10 and then do the math. If I just like took a second to pay attention and see, it would have told me. So what we're gonna do is he's gonna die at the start of his turn, but he's last. But these guys are attacking random heroes, which is a bummer. And also the farmer is going to heal 8. So since the farmer's going to heal him, I'm going to focus on killing him and then armoring up. Alright, so here, this symbol gives 1 extra energy per charge next turn. So if I wanted this guy to have 5 mana next turn instead of 3, I would give that to him. And now that shows up there. This will give her 2 extra mana. Let's execute, fire him up. This is elemental resistance, and then the one on the left gains 1 block, so it's a shield essentially. Let's give that to her. But next turn. So here you can see that he has 22 block active. She's gonna get 6 block at the start of the round. Oh, and looping back, here this dark green, if you finish in 1 round, you get a performance bonus of +2 card tier and plus 50%, and then it goes on and on. So we wanna kill these guys as quick as possible while maintaining some health, so that we don't take too much damage going into the next encounters. The mark will include it increases damage per charge. So enemies will take 3 more damage per attack if they have this on them. And also it removes stealth, which is very useful later on. He's got 5 mana, so we got some stuff to play with. I might just do this Hunter's Mark on him. In the back, shoot him, rupture the guy in front, and then pass. Captain's Howl is good. It slows them by 1 and then also makes them vulnerable. So that's very good too. The resistances are weaker. And it's free. And it affects all of them, so it's actually pretty wild. But unfortunately, I only have defense cards right now, so I'm just going to... But since we slowed them, now my guys all go in front of them. She's got 6 mana, which is actually a lot. I want to see if I can... I can't do any magic, I don't think, here. So he's going to get hit. He's going to get 2 damage on him. So if I can get him down to 11... I don't see a way to get him down to 11. Let's see. This is 3, 5, 7... Oh wait, get him down to 11. Sorry, get him down by 11. So I need to do 11 damage. So I can't. So I'm just going to do the Frostbolt. And just throw the rest of this damage out there. Unfortunately, we don't finish. Depending on what Reginald pulls, but it's very doubtful since he's the healer. Yeah, he only has the Flash, which brings him down to 3. And it's very close. It's just not good enough. I'm going to take this time to actually heal, because maintaining your health is actually pretty important in this game. Alright, so we don't get the excellent, we just get the great, which is fine. Especially for our first run. So here you can see this is upgraded and unlocked. Like a lot of these got unlocked. And then it tells you they're upgraded as well. So let's go with Holy Slash. It's pretty good. Let's go Shiv. 0 cost, 3 damage, any monster. This is a small weapon. The rogue actually gets some benefits to small weapons later on. It might be valuable to invest in that. But also, gaining 1 speed is pretty good. He's also very quick normally, so I'll go with the Shiv. This build, I did a dark build. And that's what took me to the end of the game in the past, and I'm interested in doing that again. It's very fun. I really like dark builds, but it does have a difficulty as far as like there are some places where it does not work so well. Anyone ignite, apply 6 burn damage. Interesting. Rain is very good, but this is only for all monsters. Rain removes burn, and if I could use this on my team, that'd be great. It also applies wet. Wet will help with lightning, so if I do a lightning build, it could be valuable. I don't really like any of these cards for this run right now, so I'm just going to choose the 40 shards, so I'll get some of those. And let's just take... Let's do Mind Blast. Alright, let's see what this hatch is about. The hatch. You come across a house in ruins, and inside you see a large hatch. You try to open the hatch, but it's properly closed. A few seconds later, a voice speaks to you through the hatch. Only those touched by the flames. Then the voice remains silent, as if waiting for a passphrase. What do you want to do? Leave? You don't have the passphrase, so you leave. Jumping on the hatch will break it. The problem will be trying to land on your feet. Single. Okay, so single means one person has to roll a 1 or lower. Open. Try to open the hatch in a safer way than jumping on it. Group 5 or higher. I think this is way more feasible, so I'm going to try doing that. So 2 people fail. Okay, so success, a perfect landing, and nothing seems to be broken. You get 22 of this experience. Fail. Ouch, the impact of the fall was too strong for you and something broke. Here, now, Evelyn and Reginald, since they both failed, get Broken Bone. On draw, suffer 2 vulnerability. And that's a burn card, so it'll go away once we use it. So this is a mechanic for them to essentially punish you, but it's pretty interesting. It makes you think about the consequences of your actions here. So now I'm down the hatch. So here's like a little mini dungeon. There's a boss here, and then another map transition here. So we're gonna go. Silly gatekeepers, you are inside the hatch. Here you can see what at first glance seems to be a normal basement, but at the end of the room you can see a door with 3 pigmen keeping watch. They are new to this place and don't seem very excited about having to stand guard. In fact, one of them is lying down and almost asleep. The other 2 don't seem to be very smart either, but they could raise the alarm depending on how you approach. What do you want to do? Leave. Clearly this is not a normal basement. You can leave now while you still can. Combat, charge them directly so they can't call enforcements. Pretend. Act as if you were one of them and go ahead. They don't seem to be very smart. Let me try to intimidate them. So here, if I pull a melee attack card, it'll succeed, but he has so many defense ones, it's kind of sketch. Group, I might be willing to take the chance on. Let's try it. Yes! Since they are new recruits and you are already in the basement, they do not doubt you for a moment. They open the door for you and you go inside. Easy. So that was just avoiding a combat encounter. And sometimes you don't want to. Like, if I wanted more cards or new cards, I could have just had that combat encounter and fought them. Pit or stone statue, they're both common events. I'm gonna check out the stone statue, so I'm gonna go north here. Alright, so we got a pigman, an imp, and a evoker. So I'm gonna have my rogue focus on the evoker here. First thing I'm gonna do is armor up. Actually, I'm gonna use this to find some moves so I can discard moves. I don't want this. Barricade might be good. These both deal with the front monster, and I want to see if I can get any work done on the back one. I do want the slow as well, though, so I'm going to keep those. So let's do this. Let's do this. And then end our turn. Let's see what new cards we drew. Alright, so mostly defense cards and rend. So let's slow them. Barricade's very good. Armor on all units is pretty useful, so let's get that through. And then let's start working on this front monster and then armor up our squishies. Alright. It's fine, he can take it. So these guys all are pretty weak to Frost, the front 2 at least. So Frost would be a good option here. I think I'm gonna work on that middle one there. Electricity is really neat because if you apply electricity to this middle character, it'll deal 2 lightning damage to this target's sides at the start of turn. So at the start of turn, these 2 characters will get 2 damage. Fire. Ooh, they all have pretty decent fire resist, so let's just continue with the middle. And that's the turn. This is why the evoker sucks. They can summon. Alright, so here we have a healing rain, which will apply 1 wet, which will remove the burn, at least 1 tick of burn from each of these characters. That's pretty useful. They don't have any burn, so that's actually good. Actually, they have lightning, so this will cause the lightning to do additional damage. Oh! Wet removes all ticks of burn. That's actually really nice. And then it protects you from 1 burn charge. So that's very useful. It's more useful than I thought. So he's just got damage moves. Let's work on that evoker. I don't want her summoning imps every time. Alright. So, let's draw a card. Rupture. Hunter's Mark. Okay, so these are all front monster except the Hunter's Mark. He's only got 3 mana. So I'm just going to Rupture, and then I feel like I don't need this, so I'm going to also Poison. Alright, here we'll get mana. Alright, so nothing except front monster attacks. I think we can burn through him. So let's do this. And then we'll leave a Holy Slash, I think, on him. We don't need it, actually. Holy Slash is nice because it applies Sanctify, this little holy symbol. And if, let's say they have 10 of the Sanctify stacks on them, if another character hits them, or any character hits them, they would heal for 10. It's actually very useful. But we're not really that low, so we don't need that much right now. So he's got 14 stacks of bleed. So he'll die at the start of next turn. I do want Reginald to heal my big boy here. So let's try and make that work. So she's got evasion now, so it prevents one hit. So I'm gonna use this fire blast just to pop it. And then next turn she's getting 13 block, so I'm not gonna be able to kill her no matter what. So I'm actually gonna focus on Pigman here. And who do I want to have more mana? Probably the rogue. Alright, let's see if we get a heal here. He talks about heal. Okay, we do have heal. Dispel 1, heal X. X equals your hand. So my hand's pretty big right now, so I want to use this first. The other thing that's cool too, Dispel 1, so this dispels pretty much anything. What's cool is if you look above my characters, when I hover over Dispel, it tells you, oh, it's going to remove 10 of his burn stacks. Also, if you look at the middle of the characters, it'll tell you how much they'll heal for. And also, he was upset that I was petting him, which is really funny. So I'm going to use this on my guy here, and then also run a heal on him. And then, I don't think I need to do this. Nah, let's just hold. It's free, but it's fine. So adrenaline. Let's, we're not going to be able to do it. Let's try killing these guys. So the pig will die here. Oh no, he won't. It's so close. He's got 5 mana though, so let's just slice through him. And then let's get through as much as we can of the evoker, depending on how this goes. I'm an idiot. I thought I'd have more mana. I should have done this. This would have killed her. But rushing is the bane of success here. And we can fireball her. And cold spell her. And charge back her. And fire blast her. Oh my god, her resistances are actually super high right now because she has insulate. So that's unfortunate. But hey, what are you gonna do? It would have been nice to get that good. We might... Oh no, we won't because she just summoned. Damn. Because we could have killed her with Reginald here if she didn't summon. But that's alright. I guess technically we're still in the good section, so we're fine. We didn't lose anything. Nice. Oh, feels good to unlock that many though. Alright. Man, yeah, this is a lot. So we're just going to keep going. I'm going to pick based on what looks cool for the time. What's going to matter, it's not going to matter right now because it's kind of hard to make a build on your first run. But as we look to, you know, do our second, third run and go for the boss, we're going to want to have good builds ready. The Imp Altar. At the end of the hall, you find a large stone statue of an imp. Although the placement of the statue is suspicious, it's clear that it's used as an altar of some kind. You found imps before wandering around freely, and this statue may have something to do with it. What do you want to do? Leave. You don't want to touch this altar and be surrounded by imps by accident. Examine. Carefully you inspect the statue to find something unusual. Or smash the statue so it can no longer be used. Let's go for it. I want something useful. I don't want to just destroy it. Ooh, okay. Success. You notice some small loose stones on the statue. Upon closer examination, you discover that the stones are buttons. You press the one that looks more used and a secret door appears behind the statue. Nice. So we unlocked a special secret room here. An ephemeral potion. The secret door takes you to a room with a large chest. You open the chest and find some items that might be useful. Among them, a bright orange potion catches your eye. As soon as you take the potion out of the chest, its contents begin to disappear. You don't know if it's drinkable, but there is no time and only one can drink it before it completely vanishes. Who will drink it? None of you feel like drinking an unidentified potion found in a basement. Pfft, these are not adventurers. I can choose who can drink it or just let fate decide. Considering I don't actually know what this is going to do for me, I'm going to let fate decide and just go from there. Okay, they're tied. And then they go again. And then they go again. All right. All right. So, success. When you drink the potion, you notice your body warming up. After a brief moment, you feel a surge of energy within you, and your body temperature drops again. You do not know exactly why, but you believe that this phenomenon will repeat itself again. All right. So, we get Heat Surge. On draw. Draw 1, dispel flames, gain 1. Okay, so this is a boon. And this gets burned. But from now on, he has this card in combat encounter. So that's really cool because this is super useful, right? Drawing 1 is always useful in any card-based game. Dispel flames, sure, that's going to be useful, hit or miss. Gaining 1 energy and then 2 rounds of resistance is actually legit. So that's awesome. All right, so here is a screen where we get equipment, essentially. So everyone has these 5 slots, and then based on what you select, it fills a slot, or you can choose gold. Equipment's usually very useful, so we're gonna go ahead and grab some stuff here. So round shield is pretty good. Anytime Magnus uses a move that gives him block or shield, it'll add 2 charges to it. And since he has a lot of block, it's actually very useful. So we're going to give that to him. We're going to shuffle 2 poison darts. Actually, so this would replace the spyglass. I don't really like the spyglass, so I'm going to actually replace it. And then Evelyn here, we're going to give her soap. 30% chance to dispel 1 is pretty good, especially on a squishy. And then leather armor. Let's give him leather armor. Resistance is always good. Alright, so now we're forced to go to the boss of this little arena. The summoning ritual. You reach the end of the basement, and here you can see many cultists in a summoning circle. The summoning has begun, and from the number of cultists, it does not seem like a normal imp will show up. They become aware of your presence near the ritual, and some cultists leave the circle to confront you. The cultist looks at you suspiciously, waiting for an answer. Alright, you respond by drawing your weapons and striking first. Or pretend, tell them you're new here and you've come to help with the ritual. 6 or higher is going to be real hard to pull off. But I think we can do it. I know Magnus has a 3-cost card. I know Reginald has some high-cost cards. We got to take the chance, right? What could go wrong? Oh, we're going to find out what's going to go wrong. They look at you a second time and clearly see that you don't belong here. You didn't fool them, and the fight begins. Well, you win some, you lose some, right? All right. So here we have Poison Dart. Let's see. Let's just go in line. I don't like that there's 2 evokers here. But hey. What are we going to do? Let's just apply poison. 70 health's quite a bit. These guys are going to take a minute to get through. Let's do poison and bleed buildup on this guy, though. And he'll be in bad shape after his turn. So yeah, they're called Firebranders. They're obviously resistant to fire, and then they do a lot of fire-based damage. So it's in our best interest to pull that rain card pretty soon. Scroll of speed. Ooh, there's a lot going on here. Okay. So I want to avoid Fireball and Fire Blast. I mean, it's still good, but obviously it says 18 damage and 8 on the sides, and it's going to only do 10 or 12 damage, which is not great. I want to speed up maybe Reginald. See, I should have done Cold Spark first because it's based on your hand size. So let's start working on that second guy. And actually, I kind of want to put some electricity on her because if he's going to die, then these 5 stacks are going to be useless here. It's only going to be hurting that way. And let's pop the evasion. Alright, Healing Rain, great. Let's just pop that. No reason to wait. This will heal based on the damage it does, and then I also just have heals. He's got 4 mana, so let's just do Vampiric Touch. So he's no longer going to die immediately, so let's damage him. That means he's going to die as soon as his turn starts. Let's heal her, and then start working on the second guy there. Always draw a card. Alright, so we got that boon. Ooh, Adrenaline's good. Alright, let's start working. So we could spend 1 and kill him, but he's going to die immediately, so I'm going to save this mana, actually, because it rolls over to the next turn. Alright. Let's just pop some damage and get some armor. So I sped him up, but it actually wasn't enough to make a difference, so that's unfortunate. I'm okay with focusing on the front guys just to get them out of the way, because 70 health is much harder to deal with than 34. But I do want to end up starting to focus on these back people. Let's heal her, and then start working on that guy. Let's get more mana. Fire blast her. And then armor up. I like this little impish art here. That's cute. Alright. Let's see. Aimed shot. What do we do? Apply some poison. Yeah, let's start working her. Well, actually, yeah. Let's just get through that armor. Ooh, boy. Alright, this is good. This is what we needed. So, enrage. Oh, boy. Alright, so deal 21 damage. This will kill him. This will kill him if I do it. That's 3 of my mana, and then I could use the other 3 to kill him. It's pretty good. Let's do it. Let's discard Defend. Let's do Blade Storm. Oh, it's so close to killing him. I was wrong. My math was wrong. Well, that's fine. Eve should be able to kill him pretty easily. Ooh, he took some damage. We're going to hopefully pull some heals. And Ice Lance will do it. Do I want to use the Ice Lance? Yeah, I do. Alright, and let's get rid of this one if we can. Start shielding up this front guy. He's taking 11 damage plus 2, so 13 damage per turn right now. 15 damage per turn right now, so it's going to be important that we start healing him up. Alright, so Detoxify, Barrier. Not too many options for healing, but let's give him some block and shield, and then kill her. We can also just remove the bleed from him. That'll help a little bit. Alright, this guy, 3 mana only. Let's draw, see what we get. Aimed shot. Yeah, let's start working this back one up. Ooh, we can start... Let's see. So we don't want fire. We don't want broken bone. That's the other cool thing. We got that injury, and I can now, using his move, essentially prevent me from drawing it next turn, which is very useful. And I kind of am looking for a lot of frost damage here, so I'm getting rid of anything other than frost. Alright. Ooh, this will 8, 16, 24. It'll hurt him a lot, that's for sure, but it's going to be my entire turn. I could barrier and intercept. I think I'm going to do that instead. Because my people are getting pretty low. kind of want to protect them here. Okay. Okay, good. So they're still fully armored up, which is great. All right, yeah, so we got our second Frostbolt and some charge batteries. She's got 6 mana, so let's just start popping these Frostbolts off on the Evoker back there. Yeah. And we can't kill her, but we can get her real low. But I'd rather heal, so let's just get some healing done. Aimed shot should do the trick here. Let's see. So he's got 2 mana. I could just do 20 damage. And then Magnus might be able to come in clutch here. Oh yeah, this should do it. Alright, so we took a lot of damage there. But I think we did okay. So let's see what we can get. Ooh, yeah. There's a lot of good stuff here for the future. For now, let's just get the shards. Poison's good. Heat wave to spell wet. Yeah, we don't want that in this area, I don't think. Though Fireball, I think we're moving out of the fire area for now, so I think it was just these people, this cult that's fiery. And then let's just get the shards. The ritual ended, the room filled with red smoke, and the temperature rose rapidly. You don't know if it went well or not, but all the remaining cultists started to flee in panic after realizing what they've done. An impressive imp appears before you. It's the greater demon Belfior, the Lord of Imps. Belfior, what do you want from me, mortal? Although he's been weakened by the precarious summoning conditions, you can't underestimate him. We were just passing through killing cultists. Can we leave now? He is weakened. Now is a good chance to defeat him forever. Attack him or persuade. Maybe there's something we can do for you. I suspect, considering I am in real bad shape, that I cannot defeat him. Let's try working with him. Nice. Interesting. You don't seem to be one of those cultists who enslave my kind by summoning us whenever they like. Here's the deal. Take this scroll and use it in a place full of cultists. It will summon a horde of imps and they will take revenge without being controlled. Do this and you will be greatly rewarded. You get the scroll and leave the basement. Also, all of my guys leveled up. Nice. So let's do the level ups really quick. So this is cool. Each different character has 2 different paths to go down. And you know, you can alternate whatever you want. So this first one, I either add a copy of the follow-up to your deck. Follow-up is 0 cost. Next attack, reduce the cost of the highest cost attack in your hand by 3. That's very useful. Or add Wolfguard, which adds a bunch of resistances, gain armor, and 1 reinforce. That's actually really strong too. 4 uses. So I don't need him to be that damage doing, right? I need a tank, and so I'm gonna go with Wolfguard here. Let's see what Andrew. Add a maneuver card. So whenever you play a enchantment, or whenever you play a card, for every mana used, draw 1, gain 5 armor and 2 evasion. That's actually really useful too. Or Wild Hunt. So all your charges increase by 1, and then when you play a card, for every mana used, apply 1 mark to the monster. Very useful as well. Tough to decide. Every mana used, draw a card, or for every mana used, apply a mark. Both very useful. And then also mark charges are +1, so it's 2 marks. Marks are pretty. They stack and do. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna go with the marks. Evelyn, elemental proliferation. You do more damage, and then damage with hit. Apply 2. Ooh, that's pretty good too. Or enchant weapons. So yeah, then you can enchant a weapon to do different types of damage. I'm going to go with the Elemental Proliferation here. Reginald, add a copy of Divine Retribution. Again, I don't really need him doing too much damage, so I probably want to see what his healing... The next healing spell increases by 100%, so very good. Alright, so now we can go down to the Altar Rubble, or we can go up to this uncommon event. I'm going to check out this uncommon event just to see what we got. Farmer's Caravan. You meet a small group of farmers who are transporting grain to the watermill. They seem very nervous because they are near the edge of a forest and these parts are full of bandits. You approach them cautiously. They don't see you as a threat and you can talk to them. Pay. You offer to buy a sack of grain for 60 gold. Bargain. Offer to escort them to the watermill in exchange for a sack of grain. I don't really remember what this gives us, but I'll bargain if they want to do that. If they don't, that's fine. We can move on. Oh, nice. They do not hesitate to accept the offer. The path to the watermill was clear. As promised, they give you a sack of grain and wish you a safe journey. So here we now have a sack of grain. That should come up somewhere. We also have that scroll. Alright, so edge of the forest. There's like a little healing symbol here, so we should get healed. The Fane Gates. You are entering the northern part of the forest. The Fane Gates guarding the bandit camp stand before you, and the path ahead will not be easy. Now is the perfect time to rest or prepare for the battle ahead. Remember that you do not have much time to spare, so you can only do one activity before continuing. What will it be? So I can heal 30%, essentially. I can forage, so that'll give me some golds or shard. So because I have him in my crew, he found a forest trail. Maybe it can lead us directly to the bandit camp. Or Reginald can try to heal us, which would give us more healing than this, but there's a chance of it failing. I'm going to go with this, because we do need some healing. Yes! You have time to treat one injury and heal a bit. You can remove one card for free from each hero. Oh, that's cool. So this lets us remove a card. So, you know, a lot of deck building games, you're supposed to limit what you have in your deck so you get more pulls of what you want. I don't need him doing that much damage, so I'm going to get rid of some of these fast strikes. Typically, this costs money in town. He does better. I don't think I need Slice. So both of Evelyn and Reginald have, this symbol means they have bad cards, like injuries. So here's Broken Bones. So I can now remove that for free. Originally, it would have costed me 100 gold coins to do. So this is very useful, actually. So now their Broken Bones are gone. And we healed quite a bit. Almost everyone's back to full except, you know, our two frontliners. So I can go up here, loop down, but I know what this is, and it's a DLC that I don't have, so I'm going to ignore that and just go straight here to the South Fane Gate. Alright, here we have some weirdo werewolves. Let's see how this goes. Let's apply Hunter's Mark, get through these guys a little quicker. That's all our mana. See, here's the stealth. So it's almost impossible for me to hit him until he comes out of that. So it's a little bit of a bummer. Here's that new card that we unlocked through leveling up. So this lasts 4 uses. So I can apply it to any hero, but I'm going to apply it to me because, to Magnus, the front line. And then I'm going to armor up. I'll armor up the back line as well, and then just throw out my attack. Yeah. Alright, fireball. I can't fireball the middle guy because he's stealth, so that's a bummer. What I can do... Oh man, these would be good in the middle too. Yeah, I might just focus on that back line guy, or the front line. Maybe I just focus on the front line. What I want, though, is for him to have more mana next turn. So let's just zap him twice so that he builds up this and starts affecting the guy behind him. Maybe get through some of his shields. Pyrrhic Touch. This will lower the amount of damage someone does, and since the guy in the front's going next, I'll use this. Reduces his damage dealt by 2%, which is pretty useful. I don't need to heal, so I'm not going to use this. Instead, what I'm going to do is apply Barrier to Andrin here, and then maybe Foresight to see what this guy's going to do, and then end turn. He's going to heal. Yep. Oh, I was wrong about who was going next. Weird. Oh, it grays out who is going. I see. I misunderstood what was going on there. So deflect. Deflect. So I'm glad I gave him... He has 5 mana now. That's a lot to work with. We're going to poison this front guy. We're going to rupture him twice. Slow him down. And slice him. It's in rage. So I could do 6, 12, 18 damage to him, which would put him in death zone. Yeah, let's just do that. And then let's defend. Nice. So, at this point, he does a lot more damage and gets healed a lot more. That's scary. So this affects all heroes. It deals 4 damage and purges 1. That's fine. And then random heroes. So we can't really work around that too much. So let's get through this guy. He's pretty scary. He does a lot of damage and also he's fast. So this is based on how many cards you have in your hand. So I'm going to do this first. Then I'm going to do Ice Lance. Then I'm going to do this. And let's just spread some love around for next round. Next healing spell will be 100%, and that just stays there until you use it. So I can use it now and then not worry about it. So these moves, Sacred Bolt applies this Sanctify. So I'm going to do that because that will heal me as well. Actually, I can show you right now. So Sanctify 2, it'll heal 2 HP, so I'm at 51 HP. If I now Holy Smite him, it brings me up to 54, and I think that's because I have Bless, which means damage and healing done +2. That's really useful. I could kill him. Let's just kill him. Alright, so now we're down to this last guy. Should be pretty quick. At this point, it's just throwing all our deeps at him. He's pretty slow, so... Rupture, Adrenaline, sure, Wild Hunt, damage him. Don't need to do that. Could have done it to get more opportunity for damage, but I don't think we need to. This is going to be... And now we're done. Nice. So there is strategy in waiting or like not killing them as quickly once you're down to that level. You could hold on killing them, and then what you could do is use Reginald to like heal up your team if they're low. But you know, first run, I'm just going through it, trying to see how far I can go just without any builds, just kind of feeling it out. Illimer is awakening. The obelisk is in sight, but something is very dangerous is blocking the way. Illimer, an old treant once known as the protector of Sinanthia Forest, has awakened and has been tainted by the energy emanating from the now active obelisk. Besides Illimer, there is a Trunky, which is the name of an enemy, and a Dryad protecting him. You can't see any way to avoid the confrontation, but maybe you can make the fight easier, or worse, depending on how you approach him. This challenge will be difficult, so what will you do? So we can just catch him off guard, we can rest, or we can hide in the forest and start the fight with stealth. Starting with stealth is very useful, but 6 or higher, I don't think I'm going to be able to do. Let's try resting, get our people up. Do I need that? I guess so, it would help. 6 or lower seems pretty easy. Okay, easy peasy. You get a critical success. You get a wonderful rest and feel more invigorated than ever. You are now in optimal condition. So yeah, everyone's back up to 100%. So let's see how this goes. Oh, wow, and we get vitality and speed. So if I remember correctly, this guy actually sucks. Like, I think I need to kill the ads first because he's pretty brutal. Expert tracking. I'm gonna want her. I think I need fire damage here. Yeah, they're very susceptible to fire, so I'm gonna do tracking on her and try and get her some fire. Adrenaline's always useful, and let's just, so they're immune to bleed too, which is interesting here. Or the dryad's not immune to bleed, but the others are. Alright. Rage, always useful. Reckless charge, quite a bit of damage, and gives us 2 fury, but I discard 1, which should be okay. Let's just discard this. And then I really want to make sure my healer stays alive. Alright, we didn't get much in the way of fire damage, but that's okay. So the mana gem, obviously we want to use. Elemental proliferation is the level up thing, which is very useful. And especially with Shock Nova, which is going to slow them and affect all monsters. So let's just throw that out. Now when we do damage with elements, it doubles. So it applies all of these, which is very useful. This I'm going to apply to her so that she starts shocking him. And then I think we might be able to... Yep. So he's dead. Prayer of Protection, very useful here. Let's armor up everybody, essentially. Let's use Foresight on him. And then let's start damaging her. Alright, so her lightning triggered and killed him, which is great. So he gets a bunch of armor and thorns, heal and thorns, and then, yeah. So thorns is pretty tricky. Here, we'll kill her and then address the thorns. Last one turn. I kind of want to save Wild Hunt for... Here's what I'll do. Let's Rupture. Rupture. Hey, last one turn. But I might not be guaranteed to get it. Well, we'll hold it. We'll see what happens. I want to save it for him. Actually, you know what I just realized? He is immune to... Oh, he's immune to Paralyze, not Mark. Okay, never mind. Wolfguard, I'm going to use that on him. I'm going to defend. And let's... She's guaranteed to die, so I'm not going to kill her now. Is she guaranteed to die? Purge your thorns. Deal 12 damage. Oof. So this is the tricky part. He has 8 thorns, so anytime he gets hit, it deals 8 damage to us. But now he purges his thorns and deals 12 damage to all heroes, which is pretty brutal. 12 damage is a lot, so let's start preparing for that, and let's kill her. And I could have probably saved that 1 mana. That's probably the right thing to do. I want to apply mana to him. So each time I damage him, I think his thorns goes down. So there's an argument to be made to do... But the damage he does isn't based on thorns. So maybe I hold and just armor myself up. I think that's what I'm going to do. Let's see. So we can Foresight for free. Sanctify is pretty useful. 15 damage, 17 damage, but we would take 8. Yeah, let's do it. That's fine. And let's hold the rest. Oh yeah, so he has Dispel too. So pretty much all the negative effects we gave him are gone now, which is a bummer. Except the Sanctify, which is good. Alright, let's deflect. Let's Hunter's Mark. He can be poisoned, so let's work on poison. He cannot be bled, and I don't need to slow him, so let's just aim, shot, slice, hold that last mana. Alright. Slow him down just because we can for free, and it makes him vulnerable, which is very useful. He can't bleed, not worried about that. So let's do 9 damage times 3. That sounds great. Alright. So this is based on hand size, so we want to hit this. This is free. This will do more damage because I have stacks of negative cold resist on him. This gives me 1 more mana next turn. I think I have 5 mana, so I think I'm just going to pop the Fireball and the Frostbolt. And that's it. Alright. So I can heal, but I don't need to. There's nothing to heal here. Nothing big to heal, so I might just focus on doing damage. Damage is always good. And then apply this so that if I do heal in the future, it'll be doubled. Okay. So this is pretty... I think we're okay here. He's already down to 54. Let's just focus on getting damage done this round. I think this round... Oh, if we beat him this round, it would be excellent. But I don't know if it's feasible. So 3 mana. Come on. Reginald, my boy. You got something for me? No, Reginald, no! So he's got no damage doing. Oh man, brutal. That's fine. All right, so this is my double heal. I'll use it on this guy. And then let's barrier up. What a bummer, Reginald. You could have made us excellent. All right, that's fine. We'll just be great. Oh, and he summoned ads. We had the potential for the perfect run. All right. I guess I'm just going to use this. It is a bit of a bummer. But... I wonder why... Oh, to a random monster. I didn't realize that mark was applied to a random monster. I'm bad at reading. 6. That's not great. What if we just attack, defend, and then defend her? Oh, we can attack. Yeah, that's fair. Oh, now you pull out the damage. Now you pull out the damage. I see how it is. Alright, Eve should be able to finish this. She's got 3 damage in her, right? Easy peasy. So that's victory. Alright, yeah, so, man, I do like the bludgeoning damage builds. I kind of want to do that next. This purple one is a song spell, but it requires stanza 2+. You acquire stanza by playing other song spells, but unless you have a lot of song spells, it's very hard to maintain this. Poison daggers is a small weapon. We seem to be doing some small weapon stuff. Deal fire damage equal to the amount of burn that's applied to them and apply another burn. That's pretty good. And then grant 1 mana for next turn and 6 or 8 regeneration. Regeneration is just heal 1 HP per turn. So this would heal 8 HP, and then next turn it would go down to 7. So it would be 7, 6, 5, 4. Divine Insight. All monsters deal 30 damage. Apply 7 Sanctify 7. That's pretty good. 5 mana is expensive though. It's very rare for him to have that much mana. There are builds where like I could have someone who's dedicated to giving other people mana, but I ain't about that life yet. This is pretty good for now. The path is clear. Ilmer will never wake up again. Well, that's sad. A shame that a once tall and wise treant like him had to end this way because of the mysterious reactivation of the obelisk. Between Ilmer's roots, you see a large gold chest appear. You are 1 step closer to your objective. Inside the chest, you find some golden shards, but also a good amount of magic items that had been long forgotten hidden between Ilmer's roots. So we got 300 gold, 300 shards, 32 experience, and 3 of these crate things that you use to improve the town. All right. Nice. Lots of good stuff here. So, this is a healing thing. This will probably go over to, what's his face? All resistances +6, and then you get, when you play defense, gain 2 thorns. It's pretty good. Max HP is pretty good, and also combat start, thorns, and healing. Kind of like that for him since he doesn't have anything in that slot yet. Surprise box, combat start. All heroes gain 1 of these. So there's negative and positive things. This is less fun for me. I don't like random chance like that, huh? So let's see what else. Powerful is pretty good on him, but he has +1 speed here. Let's see. There's nothing else really, though. I like +1 speed on him. Let's just give him the 100 gold. And then she can do +1 fire charges. So, that was this map. Essentially, you just follow a path to the end, and then you transition to the next map. There are 3 acts, if I recall correctly. Maybe 4 if you count like the last boss one. I don't remember exactly. But now it's going to have us select a path. There's different areas you can go to. So the Sinenthia obelisk, you find yourself in front of the obelisk. After centuries of inactivity, it is now bursting with energy, and the runes engraved in the stone glow brightly. As you read the runes aloud, the wall of the obelisk warps and distorts, creating several portals. The time has come to cross the obelisk. Where will you go? So they have a red portal from which hot air comes out, and here the exclamation point shows me that I have a quest item that can be used here. And I believe that's probably the Belfior scroll. He wants me to use that in areas where the cult... Oh, actually, you can hover over it and it tells you. So if I wanted to pursue this quest, I would have to choose this one. Red portal is essentially like a fire area. So it's difficult if you have just fire-based characters to go there because they'll be the enemies will be resistant to it. Green portal and then blue portal. So water, icy draft. Green portal, I think, is like poison. So yeah, and then yellow portal is new. I never saw this. So this was after I played the game. They released this, so I don't have that DLC. But that's interesting. I didn't even know they made another DLC for this. So that's cool. I'm gonna go. Drum roll, please. Boom, 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 boom. I'm just gonna go with the quest. I mean, why not, right? You cross the portal, and before you realize it, you are already in another place. The group went across the obelisk and in an instant found themselves in another place, far from Sinenthia's forest. One of the mysteries of the obelisk has just been revealed to them. In ancient times, the obelisk was used as a means of transportation. Since reaching this land by road would take several days, they searched for signs that the princess or Lord Handshake had been there, and found 2 pairs of footprints leading away from the area. The group looked to the horizon and saw that there was another obelisk in this area that was active. Undoubtedly, the princess and Lord Handshake had something to do with the activation of the obelisks. The next destination of the group was clear. So, this is the map, but I think that's it for this episode. We crossed the lands of Sinenthia, following the princess, and I hope we continue this journey. It would be really funny if I just one and done it. First time through, made it to the last boss. But I already saw how difficult that last thing was, and I don't think I'm going to make it through. These get very difficult as you go on. Eldritch Rift, this is new too. So there is actually new stuff in this game that I've never seen because... I guess they've been updating this. This is actually interesting. It makes it more interesting for me coming back to it. But, oh man, you know what's a bummer? The small grain sack goes up here, but the Belfior scroll goes here, and I don't think there's a way for me to hit both of those up. So that's actually tragic. And that is a problem for the next episode. I will leave it here. and I hope you join me on my journey to hopefully rogue once through across the obelisk. We're going strong. We're 100% health. We got some cards. We got some quests. I think we can do it. I think we can just save the princess and go home. Mario just walked up to the castle and found Princess on the first try, right? That's how that game ended, I bet. Probably. Anyway, I hope you join me next time, and good luck out there. Go save your princess.